We got easy mac and cheese with simple ingredients you already have at home. Yep, pretty simple, huh? So I just got some onion powder, some garlic and herb seasoning, some paprika, and I got some Louisiana hot sauce, salt and pepper. Yes, all those will be incorporated. They are going into the cheese. Okay, and y'all gonna be surprised about this next step. So we're gonna start with adding some water to the pot, and then the noodles. Okay, so I have the noodles in the water with the salt, and I'm just gonna let that cook. It should maybe take, I have it on like a medium heat, so this should take maybe 10 minutes for the noodles to be. It's safe to say that the noodles are al dente. So what I'm gonna do is drain them. I'm gonna take a strainer. So now it's time for the cheese sauce. And a lot of people make what is called a roux. I'm not gonna call this a roux. I'm just gonna call this the beginning of my cheese sauce. The reason why I'm not gonna call it a roux is because I won't be putting any flour in this. And I wanna make this easy. A roux can be intimidating. So I'm showing you how to get a simple mac and cheese without making a roux and without it being complicated. I'm not gonna overtalk it, but I'm melting the butter, and when this butter comes to a melt, and I have it on a low heat, okay, this butter cannot be on high heat. The butter is on high heat, it'll burn. You don't want your butter to turn brown. So as this butter is melting, what I'm gonna do is come back over here with these seasonings. Okay, for the seasonings, I'm gonna start out with a little bit of black pepper, not a lot, just a little bit, because the black pepper just adds a little flavor. I know that sounds weird, but now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the garlic herb seasoning, and then I am also going to go in with a little bit of onion powder. Next, I am going to go in with some milk. So I added in the cheddar blend and the smoked Gouda. So you stir that still on a medium heat, and you just watch the consistency of the cheese and just make sure it gets right to your liking. You want it medium, not too thick, and you don't want it soupy. So I have the seasonings in there, and I put in a little bit of this heavy whipping cream. I'm eyeballing this, so I just did a little pour, not a, you just kind of pour just to get maybe a quarter of your pan full with milk and heavy whipping cream and the butter, and you got the seasoning. Next, I'm going to be going in with the cheeses. So I added in the cheddar blend. It's in there, it's melting. I added in some of that. Now I'm about to add in some smoked Gouda slices. And as you're adding your cheeses in, your heat should still be at medium, and you want to keep stirring. And till it's all melted. And when your cheese sauce gets thicker, you know that, hey, you got your cheese sauce right. So now I'm going in with the mild cheddar. I like to use mild cheddar because to me, it's just got a little more flavor than short cheddar. So I like to use mild. So I'm adding some mild cheddar. Should bring up the flavor some. And now this consistency is getting to be the way that I like it. So I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit more. And with this cheese sauce, of course I seasoned it. It has butter in there. you want to taste this cheese sauce before you put it onto the noodles, because you want to make however the cheese sauce tastes is how the mac and cheese is going to taste. So I'm going to try it, and if it's to my liking, then I will pour it on. If it's not, I'm going to add a little bit. So, you know, don't start off adding too much. You want to add a little bit because you can't take it away. So, you know, you want to add a little, and if it needs some more, you just add a little more. And now before I add my cheese sauce to the pan, I do like to sprinkle a little black pepper again on the noodles. And I also like to add an egg. So to me, the egg just holds everything together. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, you didn't use the flour, but you got an egg. So it's help with cheese pull and just helps hold things together. Put it around in the pan. Make sure all the noodles get covered in cheese. And I chased the cheese sauce, and the cheese sauce tastes really good. So I didn't really need to add anything else to it. So what I'm gonna do now is add a little hot sauce. And I could have added this in a cheese sauce, but I can add it on top and stir it back in. Oops. I mixed the cheese sauce in, and I added a little hot sauce to it. So now what I'm going to do is add the shredded cheese on top. Just get it all over there. And for some color, I am going to add in some paprika. And just for some garnishment, I am going to add some parsley flakes. And what I'm gonna do is pop this in the oven until it gets all crispy. So I've popped the mac and cheese in the oven, and I set it on 30 minutes. I am gonna check back on it because I really just wanted to get all crispy and melted and crispy on the top. I don't want to dry it out. So I'll just set it on 30 and check back on it. So here we are with the finished product. It looks great. I hope this recipe will be simple and easy for you guys. I kind of did it in slow motion, but I promise when you do it, it'll be a lot faster. The family loved this for Thanksgiving. It tastes great for any dinner. See you next time.